So sorry, okay. This is someone's parents calling me about this registration, no? Fee payment and all. Let's see. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so tissue, there are seven level of organization. Those are cells, tissue system, then organ system, then organisms are made. Organisms are the whole individual. Okay, so what is a tissue? Tissue are nothing but a group of cells. A group of cells will together form a tissue. Okay, so there are different types of tissue. Can you name Can you name what are the types of tissues? Name some types of tissues. One is connective tissues. You have already learned this, right? Forgot to read this once and then forgot. Huh? Epithelial tissues, muscular tissues, nervous tissues, and connective tissues. Okay. Epithelial tissue. What are epithelial tissue? Epithelial tissue are the tissues that lines all the what to say our body. Then all those ducts and tubes, whatever that is present inside the body. So all those lining that is known as the epithelial tissues. And muscular tissue, all of you know that muscles they form the muscular tissues. Okay. And please kindly give your roll numbers again. Okay, those who have given also give it again because I received that call on my other number. That's why the net was disconnected and lost. Okay, so uh, muscular tissue is there. Then there is muscles. The nervous tissue is there. That is the nerve cells. Okay, nervous tissue is the nerve cells. And then connective tissue. Connective tissue is blood. Then bones. Bones are also connective tissues. Then cartilages are there. Okay, so bones, cartilages, blood, all those are connective tissues. And blood, it is also known as liquid connective tissue. Why connective tissue? Connective because it has a matrix. It has a fluid matrix, and also because it connects from one part of the body to another. It connects. Right. That is why it is known as a connective tissue. Okay, blood is also known as liquid connective tissue since it is liquid. Okay, so blood it is formed of blood cells. All of you know one thing is blood cells. So blood cells will come under this formed elements. Okay, formed elements. So here you can see the blood consists of fluid matrix, plasma, and formed elements. So fluid matrix and plasma it is almost the same thing. That is the liquid content of the blood. Okay, the liquid content of the blood is known as the plasma. Okay, we will read in details here, but the liquid content of the blood it is known as the plasma. And formed elements are the blood cells. Okay, formed elements are the blood cells. Blood cells, all of you know blood cells. So those blood cells will together form the formed elements. Okay, so blood cells will form the formed elements, and there is the liquid part. All this together will form the blood. Okay, first about we'll learn a little bit about plasma. So the color of plasma it is like sort of a yellowish color. Okay, yellowish brown color. If you have seen patients who are given plasma, if you have seen patients who are given plasma, you have seen that the color of plasma, it is a little bit straw color. Straw, all of you know, the paddy fills straw, so that's straw color. Or it is also pale yellow or like yellowish brown, that sort of color. Okay, and it consists of water. That plasma, it consists of 90 to 92 percentage of water. Most of the means plasma, the content of plasma is water. Okay, and there are also proteins with it. That is 6 to 8%. Okay, then among the proteins there are three types of proteins. This is important. Okay, three types of proteins are there in plasma. That is fibrinogen, globulins, and albumin. Three types of proteins are there in plasma. Those are fibrinogen, globulins, and albumin. So, what is blood clotting? Sorry, what is blood clotting? Blood clot, blood clotting. Have you heard of blood clotting?
Yes, ma'am.
Involves the body.
Involves the body. Yes,
It
it
involves
involves the body, but what happens in blood clotting? Okay,
balance.
what will happen if there is no blood clotting?
A person might die due to blood loss, ma'am.
Yes, the person must can die due to blood loss, which means what happens whenever there is a cut. For example, you're cutting veggies and you got a deep cut. Okay, so blood will start to flow, right? Blood will start to flow, and if there is no, then at certain point, you have seen, I guess, the blood, it will become thick and it will cover up the wound. Okay, it will become thick. Sometimes a little bit means uh, first of all jelly like thing, then it will become solid. So that will cover up the wound. Wound means the cut portion. Okay, so that is because of blood clotting. Blood clot. Blood clotting is that thing. Okay, and if there is no blood clotting, what will happen? The blood will continuously flow right from that cut
Yeah.
open wound. Blood will continuously flow. Okay, and if blood will continuously flow, there will be all loss of blood. All if the cut is too deep or it is too massive, then you'll die of a single small cut. But people don't die of a small cut, right? If the nerves and all are damaged, then it is different thing. Okay, if the what to say veins and all are cut, and then it is a different thing. But otherwise, people don't die of a single cut. But that is because there is blood clotting, and after a certain point, like 1 minute or sometime, like blood flows, and after a certain point, even if you don't apply any medicine, even if you don't apply anything, the blood uh, flow will be stopped. Okay, the blood flow will stop eventually, and that is because of the blood clotting, also known as coagulation. Okay, blood clotting or coagulation, same thing. Clotting and coagulation, that is the blood, what happens, it thickens up, it becomes thick. Generally it is completely liquid, then it becomes a little bit thick, and then it forms a covering above the this one uh, the wound, and it stops the blood. Okay, that is a body's mechanism to heal its own wounds. Okay, that is so like if you're having a small cut, you apply medicine, no doubt you have to apply medicine, but without the application of that medicine also it will become okay. Okay, you apply that medicine in order to heal it fast, or in order to relieve yourself from some pain. Okay, but even without the help of those medicines and all, your body will heal the wound by itself only. Okay, and have you seen those cows, and not only cows, the animals, when they used to lick the wounds. Okay, they used to lick the wounds. That is also because they don't have any medicine, so they cannot go to the pharmacy and buy medicine and apply there. So that what to say, uh, when they lick it, the saliva from the mouth, they act as the medicine. Okay, so they, because there are antibacterial agents and all those like that. So that is why they leak the wounds. Okay, and even if they don't do that, it will become like it will be okay by its own. But it might take some time, but it will become okay by its own. So the fibrinogen, that is a major protein found in plasma. It is a protein found in plasma. It helps in blood clotting or blood coagulation. Okay, so if it is asked what is the function of fibrinogen, the function of fibrinogen is blood clotting. Okay, next is globulin. Next is globulin. So globulin, what happens? Globulin are involved in defense mechanism of the body. Defense mechanism means what? For example, there are like full, what to say, full paper, okay, about immunology. Okay, that is your body's self defense mechanism against all the virus and bacteria and everything. Okay, so globulins, they serve as a defense mechanism. For example, defense mechanism, I'll give an example. Okay, so there is bee sting. Let's say a bee, yes, you got a bee sting. Okay, bee sting, all of you know, bee it came and bite you. Okay, that is a bee sting. So if you got a bee sting, what will happen after some time? It'll become red. First of all, it'll become red, all over red. Then it will bulge out. It will become big. Okay, it will bulge out, and the portion will become red. Or let's forget about that bee sting. Let's take a pimple that is more common to everyone. Let's take a pimple in your face or body or wherever. Okay, so that pimple, what happens? Start from initially it was like a small dot, then it became a little bit big and bigger and bigger. Ultimately it is like a big thing. On top is a like whitish portion, and it's a big thing, and around it, all around it, it is red. So why do you think that red is? Means why do you think that all those thing happens? Okay, but that all of you know that pimple is because there are some impurities in your body and that needs to get out. Okay, it is because of that, because there are some impurities maybe in your blood, maybe in your skin. So there are some impurities and that needs to get out of your body, and that is why a pimple it comes. Okay, that is why pimple it means that is the reason behind the occurrence of a pimple. Okay, that means that germs or that impurities that needs to get out of your means go out of your body. That is the reason a pimple occurs. Okay, but why is that all those reddish portion becomes and it bulges and you get lots of pain? Why? That is your body's self defense mechanism. Okay, means that reddish portion, no, it is not there for in order to give you pain and in order to make you suffer. Okay, that reddish portion or that bulging and whatever that happens, that is the body's mechanism to stop that particular to get rid of that particular thing, that impurity that might cause harm to your body, and to relieve you of that particular uh, problem. Okay, that is why it becomes red and all those blood vessels become big, so that it won't, first of all it won't what to say, so that it won't like transfer to other place. First of all it won't transfer to other place, and then so that it will heal faster. Okay, so you might have noticed when like you will get so much pain and it will all become red, then after a certain point that reddish portion it becomes to like dry up and like that. So even if you don't apply any medicine or any, if you don't like prick the pimple or whatever you do, so if you do, even though if you don't apply anything, it will become good by its own. It will become, it will means that pimple will be gone by its own. Okay, but what happens, the body's defense mechanism, it is a little bit slow. Okay, it is a little bit slow, but it can defend itself. Even if there is cut, it can defend itself. Even if there is like those blood clotting will be there, then all those bulging and all everything will be there, so that it won't have any infections, everything. Okay, that will be there. Then uh, those pain is not to make you suffer, but to like pack that wound in that particular place and not allow it to spread elsewhere. So that is the body's defense mechanism. That is, defense mechanism means whatever that is inside your body, whatever like impurities are there, it will defend against them. Also, there are viruses and all over the atmosphere. There are bacteria and viruses, right? Every time, every moment, there are bacteria. Whenever you're breathing, you are breathing a lot of bacteria also along with all the air. Okay, even in your hand, if you look it under a microscope, there will be like hundreds of bacteria. So yes, that is true that not all bacteria are harmful. Okay, not all bacteria are harmful. There are some bacteria which are beneficial for us, but there are some bacteria which are harmful. But not all bacteria can cause harm to your body. Why? Because you have a defense mechanism in your body. And if you don't have that defense mechanism, no, you'll feel sick every day. And you will not survive a day even a day. You will not survive even a day. Okay. So now also no, have you heard like there is a COVID situation? You might have heard people saying like those who have good immunity, those people who have a good immunity, they are likely to suffer from COVID less, and they are even though they are infected with COVID, they are likely to recover from it uh, well, right? But those who have a poor immunity, they are likely to get infected by COVID more, and they are likely to die. That is the reason why no, like many of the people, they are getting infected by COVID, but not all people are dying. And many of the people, they are going to the same place, but not all are getting infected with the virus. Okay, that because and the defense mechanism, no, that body's defense mechanism, that differs from person to person. Okay, some that is known as immunity. So some people like you might have better immunity than me, or I might have better immunity than you people. So you can see like those childrens in the side of the roads, the poor childrens, right? So they from their very childhood, they used to like roam around like all those in the dust. They will not wear a thing, and they will just crawl around in the dust. They will not and also their rain and sun, nothing matters, right? They will stay outside only, so but they won't suffer from any disease. But you people, if you go one day in the rain, you will come home and you'll get cold. Same for me also. Okay, if I even go for a little bit, the what to say, so much dirt and all those dusty environment, if I go, I'll come home and I will not be able to breathe. So for me, it's like that. For you people also, it's like that because our body's defense mechanism is a little bit weak. And if you're exposed to all those things from your very childhood, your body's defense mechanism, it grows stronger and stronger. Okay, that is the reason why all those people you can see crawling around and they don't get sick. We are the ones who doesn't even walk without the help of without wearing slippers, and we will get sick. So that is a defense mechanism in our own body. Okay, without the help of any medicines also, you get well. So for cold and also for common cold, even if you don't take medicines, it'll get better by its own. For cough, if you don't take cough syrup, it'll also become good by its own, better by its own. But we take all those medicines in order to relieve ourselves a little bit faster, for faster action. So that is the globulins. That defense mechanism is involved in. It is because of the globulins that is present in the plasma. Okay. Then albumins are for osmotic balance. What is osmotic balance? What is osmotic balance? Do you know what is osmotic balance? Osmosis?
No, ma'am.
Osmosis, don't know. It is whenever you get the term osmosis, or whenever you get the term this osmotic, it has something to do with water. Okay, so just get to know that it has something to do with water. So osmotic balance is what? That there is a water content in your body, right? There is water content in your body, but that water content, if it rises, if it is less, you'll feel sick, you'll not be able to do anything, you'll feel sick and you'll die at a certain point. Okay, that if that water content, you'll die of dehydration. Okay, if that water content is very less in your body. But if that water content is very high in that body, you might have seen people bulging out all over, like legs and everywhere bulging. That is because that water content becomes high. So that osmotic balance means the balance of water in our body. Okay, so this albumins help to maintain that balance. The sufficient or the actual amount of water that is required in our body, that is maintained by this albumin. Okay, that is known as osmotic balance. Osmosis or osmotic will this thing, anytime you look at it, it has something to do with water. Okay, that is the water balance. Water content in our body and all those fluids and everything. All those is blood. Blood. See, the blood contains plasma, right? Plasma contains water. So in turn, blood will contain water, right? So the blood, it has water. So this water content, that is maintained by albumin. So there are three proteins in plasma. There are three proteins in plasma. That is fibrinogen, globulin, and albumin. Fibrinogens are essential for blood clotting. Then albumins are essential for the globulins are essential for self-defense mechanism in our body. Then albumins are for osmotic balance. Okay, just remember that. Okay. Okay. If you have even might have even heard that some patients may require serum, not plasma. So what is serum? Serum is nothing but it is plasma only. But if you deduct this fibrinogen from the plasma, if you deduct the fibrinogen protein from the plasma, it is known as serum. Okay, there is clotting factor. Clotting factor is the present in fibrinogen. So if you deduct that clotting factor, if you remove the clotting factor from the plasma, it is known as a serum. Okay, some people are given plasma and some people are also given that serum. Okay, and okay, let me give you one more example. This if you are following the medias and if you are following the CM for this COVID situation in Assam, not only in Assam, actually all over. So you might have seen people asking for plasma from those COVID uh, patients who are cured of COVID survivors. You can say government is asking for plasma for donating, means asking people to donate plasma. Those people who are survivors of COVID. Why is that? Why do you think is? Have you heard of it? Have you heard that if you follow like those CM in the
Yes, ma'am.
Twitter and all, yes, you can see that there are like people. They are asking the people who are survivors of COVID to donate plasma. Why is it? Why is that?
Because
Because
those people
yes,
have developed immunities, ma'am.
yes, those people has developed immunity. For example, smallpox is there, right? Smallpox, and whatever pox is it, pox. Most of you have suffered from pox in your childhood. Most of you, and if you have not, then it is a little bit dangerous because if you are exposed to that virus, no, you are most likely to die. Okay, because pox, uh, it is suitable for kids only. If the older people, if they get pox, they are likely to die. Okay, but when in the childhood people get pox, there is no medicine for pox. There is no such medicine. Earlier there was no, like today nowadays there is little bit medicine, but then also not so much of medical stuff are there for curing pox. Okay, but pox, it goes away by itself, but it takes a like toll of your health. Anyways, so once you get pox, that your body is immune to that virus. What happens? Your body, it develops antibodies against that bacteria or that virus. Okay, your body develops antibodies, and those antibodies, they will stay in your body for your entire life. Those are known as memory cells. These are not required. Okay, I'm just trying to enhance your knowledge. Okay, these are not so much required in this chapter. So your body, that those antibodies that are formed in your body, those will remain in your body for your entire life. Okay, for pox, for some things there are like it will stay for 10 years, for some it is like 1 year, for some it is like few months. So it is different for different kind of antibodies, but for pox it stays for the entire life. For pox, if the antibodies, once you get pox, the antibodies that will be formed in your body to attack, to save you against those pox, those viruses, that antibodies will be stored in your body for entire life. Those will be known as memory cells. Okay, and since your since once those antibodies are formed, second time whenever there is pox, even if you are exposed to that virus, if when you are exposed to that bacteria, you will not get pox, because those antibodies will protect your body. That is known as that is also a form of immunity. Okay, your body will defend against those viruses. Okay, and it will not allow it to means infect you again. So that is the reason why people suffer from pox only once in a lifetime, most likely in a childhood. And if some of you are not suffered from pox, so I would suggest you, whenever you see some pox suffering from pox, no, you stay away from them, whether it is like your little sister, brother, whoever it is, like stay away, because if you get infected, it is serious. This small children are likely to uh, means cure faster, heal faster from pox, because but the big but elder people who are likely to die. Okay, so that is the same with COVID also. That virus, those people who are suffered from COVID, those people, they have already uh, means their body had already like made that antibodies, certain antibodies which can like fight against that particular COVID virus. Okay, coronavirus. So that particular that person who has already suffered from what to say, corona, and then they have cured themselves, they are well now. So those people, they, in their body there is already present those antibodies which will help them to fight against that particular COVID. Okay, and if they have that antibody, they will not suffer from COVID again. Okay, that is the reason why plasma is required. Okay, that plasma, if you take from that person who had already suffered and now is all good, if you take that plasma, then that plasma will come along that antibody, right? And that antibody is what is required. That is why plasma, they are asking to donate plasma. Okay, so that even they can inject the plasma in your body, and that antibodies can fight against the uh, what to say, that virus. Okay, because commercially it is, since till now, even though we are hearing news, but I don't think till now any antibodies are uh, made. Okay, commercially means in the labs and everywhere. So that is why people who have already suffered, their bodies self-made antibodies, those are asked to donate. Okay, that is the defense mechanism in globulins. Okay. Anyways, the serum plasma without the clotting factors, it is known as the serum. Okay. So plasma is a liquid part of the blood, and you just remember this point. Plasma is a liquid part of the blood, and it is yellowish color, pale yellowish color. That is straw colored. Also, you can write. And 90 to 95%, 90 to 92% of plasma, it is water. Then there are proteins in plasma. Three proteins are known as fibrinogens, globulins, and albumins. Fibrinogens are essential for blood clotting, and globulins for such defense mechanism. Okay, and the albumins for osmotic balance. And the plasma without the clotting factor, it is serum. I have written this point wise so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, next is the formed elements. What is formed elements? Already I have mentioned. Formed elements is the blood cells. Okay, blood cells present in the blood. 3 types of blood cells are there. What are the 3 types of blood cells? Those are red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So, red blood cells, erythrocytes are also known as red blood cells. Don't forget, erythrocytes are also known as red blood cells. Leukocytes are also known as white blood cells. And platelets, these are also known as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. Okay. So, 3 types of blood cells are there. We have to study about each of the blood cells in detail. Like here, the red blood cells and white blood cells. We have to study about each in detail. That I hope we will do in the next class. Okay. Okay. So, any, I don't think you have any doubts from this portion. I like explains way more than what is present here. But anyway, if you have any doubts, just ask. Okay, please ask if you have any doubts. If you have not given your roll numbers yet, please give it.
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you understand zoology, no, it is very interesting. But if you understand, if you don't understand, it may be like you feel like what is it all to memorize and stuff like that. If you understand, nothing to memorize. You can write by your own if you understand. Okay, I hope all of you have given your attendance. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am.